Shalom and simcha for everyone. Horeini Adonai darkecha ahalech ba'amitecha. Teach me, Hashem, your way. I shall follow your truth. Parashat B'reisheet, Tafshin Pei Gimel. We have studied the Torah several times in the past. So what? There is no such thing that we will study the Torah again and we won't discover new interpretations and deeper understanding of the Torah. This is true about every person as an individual, and this is true about the history of Am Yisrael as a nation. So let's go. What would you say if someone came to you and he claimed that there was no Nachash in Gan Eden? That the Nachash, the serpent, in the story of the sin in Gan Eden is a parable. It's a prophetic parable. It's a parable given by Hashem to Moshe Rabbeinu. But there wasn't really a Nachash in Gan Eden. What would you say? Some people will say that's heresy, and if you agree with that interpretation, you are a heretic. But actually, this is a machloket between Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra and Rabbi Ovadia Sforno, two classical interpreters, commentators on the Torah. The Ibn Ezra, Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra says, the Torah, take what it says seriously. It says that the Nachash was smarter, wiser than other animals, not as wise as Adam and Eve, Adam and Chava, but wiser than other animals, so he can communicate with Adam and Chava. And Hashem punishes the Nachash in the sense of Al Gechoncha Telech, you will walk on your belly. Take these things seriously. There really was a Nachash. Rabbi Ovadia Sforno says there's a deeper meaning behind it. The Nachash is Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination. It's compared to a Nachash, to a serpent, because it doesn't confront you directly. It catches you when you're not ready. It catches you in a way that you can't protect yourself, and it causes great damage. Just like a lion is a parable for a king, a serpent is a parable for something that causes great damage. And there is reasoning behind each one of these two opinions. Rabbi Avraham ibn Ezra is saying, the Torah says something, I have no reason not to take it on its face value. Rabbi Ovadia Sforno is saying there's a deeper meaning to what the Torah is saying, there's a deeper understanding of it, and not only on its face value. And this machloket is not just a specific machloket about one or two psukim in the Torah. This is a fundamental machloket, and it has several contexts. There is a fundamental machloket in the context of emunah and of interpretation. The Torah is intentionally written in such a way that different people can understand it on different levels. It should be understood by children and by the deepest thinkers, on the one hand. And so, in this context, Ibn Ezra is explaining in a way that everyone can understand, and Rabbi Ovadia Sforno is saying, no, we should be looking for the deeper understanding behind the face value of what the psukim are saying. This fundamental machloket is also in a social context, because we find two different interpreters, two different commentators. They're saying two very different interpretations of the Torah. And you know what? It did not become two separate religious groups or directions. They continued to be Jews in the same community. You know, people who thought this way and people who thought that way. They could argue the question. There's reasoning behind each position. I wouldn't say that someone who agrees with it, with Ibn Ezra or Ibn Ezra himself, they're not shallow. What they're saying is not superficial. I would not say about Rabbi Ovadia Sforno or someone who agrees with him that they're heretics, that there is something improper about what they say, or they're stam making up their own interpretations of the Torah. What they are saying is what they claim to be, what they understand to be the depth of the meaning of the Torah. And they both continue being part of the Jewish community. Their interpretations are printed in the same books, one next to the other. The families can continue marrying into one another and being part of the same Jewish community. So this social context is also an important message that we can live together with different opinions. We can argue about them. We can reason this way or that way. We can continue to think about these questions seriously without looking down upon one another, and continue to learn Torah, to study Torah, and to keep mitzvot together. Shabbat B'reisheet. Shalom.